Hi everyone, I'm Joni Bahak. On behalf of the entire WTTW and WFMT family, we want to invite you to a very special celebration. Chicago Tonight is turning 25, and we're going to have a party. So join us. It's April 17th. That's a Friday night at the Harris Theater. Pick up the phone and give us a call for tickets, or just go online. We really want you to be there. It's going to be a night you will never forget. We're celebrating a show you never want to miss, Chicago Tonight.
Hi, Chicago.
You're watching Channel 11.
This program was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
From Armagh Cathedral in...
This year, Encore brings you Hollywood's brightest and best.
Nothing but the truth.
When legendary actors take their turn in the spotlight. From emotionally challenging portrayals to endless feats of comedic genius.
Get down. Hey.
Multi-talented performers who take command of the screen.
Yeah, this is cool.
And faces that you will never forget.
Oh, yeah.
They seduce us with performances that illuminate and entertain.
And no dream is ever just a dream.
Join us every month as we feature artists who bring heartfelt passion to every single role. In the spotlight, only on Encore.
I admit it took me a while to recover from the wedding, but eventually life got back to normal, which is exactly the way I prefer life to be.
George Banks' life is about to change.
George, do you think it's what we think it is?
What? What is it? Somebody tell me what's going on.
George, you sure you don't want a glass of wine?
In a way he never expected.
George?
Don't George me, you two-timing Matahari.
Steve Martin in Father of the Bride Part 2. Part of Encore's Spotlight, Thursday, March 26th.
The following feature is rated PG-13.
ABC's Grey's Anatomy is all new. Tomorrow night at 9/8 Central.
It happened because you left, Jack. We need to protect the people that we left behind.
Where are we going, Mommy?
We're going on vacation, baby.
People are trying to kill us.
Where are you going?
Let's go get them.
ABC's Lost. The premiere event arrives next Wednesday, 8/7 Central on ABC.
Just ahead of snow day for a lot of students tomorrow, but it may be too cold to play outside. And Jennifer Hudson's return to the spotlight.
This is ABC 7 News at 10, Chicago's #1 news.
Wicked wind chills grip the Chicago area. We're in for the coldest temperatures in more than a decade. But earlier today, snow was the problem, turning the morning rush into a marathon. This weather is so severe, many schools are closed for tomorrow. You can see a list at the bottom of the screen.
We're going to have more on the extreme weather in a moment, but first, breaking news tonight. Chicago police are investigating the carjacking of an SUV with a child inside. It happened at 117th Street in Harvard. ABC 7's Kevin Roy live with more tonight. Kevin.
Well, Kathy and Ron, it was a terrifying couple of hours, as you can imagine, for this family. Carjacking. A mother is carjacked at gunpoint, and her 5-year-old son is taken inside the vehicle. Now, fortunately, it is a happy ending to this story. right here. About a half hour ago, you see the boy, 5-year-old Anthony, as he was rescued, police taking him from a house. He was alive, unharmed, and apparently he may have been asleep during the entire ordeal. The Chevy Blazer that he was in was found abandoned in an alley a couple of blocks south of here where the carjacking occurred, and we are told that a neighbor spotted the vehicle, and that neighbor then rescued the boy, went inside, and called police, called 911. Now, we are in the 11700 block of South Harvard in front of the boy's home. I spoke with the boy's mother a short while ago before she knew that her son was okay, and she was obviously terrified, and this is what she told me about the carjacking.
The guy was asking me for money, and I told him that I didn't have any. So he told me, give me your car keys.
Did he have a gun?
And yes. And he put it on me in front of my other kid. But my little one was in the back seat. So I told the guy, stop, because my kid is in there in the car. So he didn't care, and he just ran away.
Yeah, they found it a couple blocks down on 119 by the alley. They found it they just parked right there in the alley.
What was Anthony doing?
He was laying down in the back seat, sleeping.
So once again, the truck was found a couple of blocks south of here, south of the boy's home, and the boy was found safe inside. We're told now the boy was taken to a local hospital for evaluation, but that he should be okay. And police are still looking for the three suspects who committed this carjacking. They have no sign of them so far, but apparently they dumped this vehicle after seeing the boy inside and realizing that they weren't going to get very far with the boy inside. So it is the best possible, a happy outcome to a very terrifying and scary situation, to say the least. Live on the far south side, Kevin Roy, ABC 7 News. Ron and Kathy?
Okay, Kevin, thanks. We're going to go back to the dangerous weather now. The wind chills tonight could plunge as low as 40 below. The high tomorrow may not even break zero.
We've got a wind chill warning, and Jerry, this one's serious.
Well, it certainly is, especially later tonight during the day tomorrow and also tomorrow night. The interesting thing is right now at 10 o'clock, we're actually warmer than we were last night at 10 o'clock. Last night we had a temperature of 0. Right now we're 2 above, but we are expecting temperatures to really plummet tonight. Last night we had the clouds and the snow come in and actually warm things up. Counties outlined in white. Wind chill warning includes most of the area. The purple county, Porter County, that's a winter storm warning for some lake effect snow. And the red areas, a lake effect snow warning. Some areas over there could pick up about 6 inches of snow. And here's what we had today. And if you look right now, you can see some of that heavier snow now on the other side of the lake because of the strong north-northwest wind. But here in Chicago, it's mainly a temperature thing, and if you take a look at what we expect tonight, even here in the city, we're expecting to see 5 below 0 actual temperature. Up in Minneapolis, it'll be 17 below, and International Falls, 24 below. We have not seen temperatures this cold since back in 1996.
No, Jerry, and these wind chills are so dangerous that even a few minutes spent outside without adequate clothing could cause hypothermia or frostbite. The city is taking action to help protect people. ABC 7's Karen Jordan has the story live from a warming center, that is. We've got warnings, but you need to get warm. She's on the west side. Karen?
That's right. We are indoors because it is much more warm in here. This center is open 24 hours. People can use it here to just warm up or to get transferred to one of 90 shelters around the city where about 5,000 beds are available. But for those who are out in the elements tonight, the city is focusing on them, encouraging them to get indoors. The colder it gets, the more often workers from Chicago's Department of Human Services visit Lower Wacker Drive to gently persuade the homeless who have set up camp to seek shelter indoors. Fonte Wright is taking them up on their offer, but a few others decided to stay.
Oh, it's cold out here tonight. I'm just trying to get in the shelter and stay warm tonight.
The CDHS is also making house calls, following up on requests for well-being checks phoned into the 311 center by concerned family and friends.
Well, somebody called in concern for her because it states here that she doesn't have no heat.
And the workers found the family was using propane to stay warm and convinced them to turn it off.
They're using alternative heat sources, which is not real safe. But we offered them shelter, and they don't want to leave their house.
Another check, phoned in by an elderly woman's church member, found the woman safe at home.
She was doing fine. She was at home with her son, watching TV. You could see that she had electricity and heat.
Earlier today, city officials urged people to stay indoors and to avoid the bitter cold. But people still seemed drawn to Michigan Avenue tonight. For Oscar Kuka, being outdoors is his bread and butter, working an 8-hour shift as a walking billboard.
I knew it was supposed to be this good, but I have to be here, so I gotta do what I have to do.
So if you do have to be outdoors, dress in several loose, warm layers. And it's also important to stay hydrated in case you perspire from being all bundled up. You're also encouraged to check on your neighbors, and if you do have any concerns, you can request a well-being check by calling 311. Live at 10 South Kedzie, Karen Jordan, ABC 7 News. Kathy, back to you.
All right, Karen, thanks. And this bitter cold following yet another round of snow, which finally let up enough so the city plows could start clearing the side streets tonight. Crews are using salt treated with calcium chloride. The mixture works better in extremely low temperatures. Here's what it looked like this morning as people headed to work in South Suburban Blue Island. I-57 was bumper to bumper for most of the morning. Traffic crawled along at 5 to 10 miles an hour.
An Amtrak train derailment just south of Union Station turned the evening ride home into a mess for thousands of commuters. The derailment shut down 3 Metra lines, the Burlington Northern, Heritage Corridor, and Southwest. Crowds of commuters packed Union Station with nowhere to go. One woman hurt her ankle after getting caught in the push of passengers. There are still delays tonight, but Metra says it expects its trains will run on time in the morning. Now, this derailment came just hours after a miscommunication forced a Metra train heading from Chicago to Aurora to make an emergency stop in Lisle. Police searched everyone on the train when a ticket agent reported an armed man inquiring about train security. It turned out to be a miscommunication with an actual Secret Service agent.
It was a rather awkward day for state lawmakers, so coming up, the governor conducting the official business that triggers the start of his impeachment trial.
Chuck Gowdy investigates the Blagojevich bankrollers who donated money despite the federal investigation.
Plus, the suburban-based company cutting thousands more jobs.
And where it feels like boating season right here in Chicago.
The forecast is in. A chance of snow. And for those of us who love winter, these words mean so much more. They mean a chance to conquer new hills and explore new trails. A chance for first steps. A chance to leave the world behind. It's our chance to bundle up, get outside, and laugh with the ones we love. Welcome to the Winter Wonderland of Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
We will start rebuilding the lives you have all lost.
When the world faced an unspeakable evil, one man led thousands to freedom.
Our revenge is to live.
Critics agree Defiance is one of the best films of the year. Daniel Craig gives the performance of his career.
This is the one place we can be free.
And the New York Times raves Defiance is a true and astonishing story. Defiance, rated R, everywhere this Friday.
It's the $250 million inventory blowout at Value City Furniture. Save on clearance and overstocked items and on a huge selection of 100% top grain Italian leather. Don't miss this sale.
What exactly is hormone therapy? Information all women need to have. This is major. Tomorrow's Oprah.
Tomorrow at 9 on ABC 7.
The Burger King Mix and Match deal. With your choice of 2 Whopper sandwiches or 2 original chicken sandwiches, or 1 of each for $4, you win every time.
I'm Judy Sue.
I'm Jose Sanders. Tomorrow at 5 a.m., comedian Gilbert Gottfried is hanging out with us in our studio.
Plus the big chill, dangerously cold temperatures set in with brutal wind chills. Weather and traffic on the 7s tomorrow, beginning at 5 a.m.
ABC 7 News at 10 continues with Kathy Brock, Ron Majors, Cheryl Burton, weather with meteorologist Jerry Taft, and sports with Mark Giangreco.
The trial of Governor Rod Blagojevich is now officially underway, and while testimony doesn't start until later this month, action in Springfield today set the process in motion.
ABC 7 Cheryl Burton here with the story. Cheryl?
Ron and Kathy, the Senate was sworn in by the same men they will have to judge in a few weeks. It was an awkward moment today, to say the least, but the Illinois Constitution requires the governor to convene the Senate in odd-numbered years. Governor Blagojevich used a back door to enter the Senate chambers. When he arrived, the governor was greeted with silence, a sharp contrast to the tradition of applause and a standing ovation. During the ceremony, Blagojevich stuck to formalities, then handed the proceedings over to incoming Senate President John Cullerton, who says the governor will be judged without bias.
We are going to take our job very seriously. The rules which we are about to adopt are very fair, and we will do justice as per the Constitution.
When the governor left, the Senate got down to business, the impeachment trial of the man who just swore them in.
He would be better off if he could get a change of venue than he's going to be in a few weeks.
9 boxes of evidence and files from the House Impeachment Committee were wheeled into the chambers.
The Illinois Senate will be fair, just, transparent, and very democratic, and will give this governor a fair shake.
The Illinois House passed a second impeachment resolution. Last week's impeachment vote was in the previous legislative session. The only no vote today was cast by the governor's sister-in-law, Deborah Mell. Blagojevich, who has been quoting poetry, today recited words from a famous Illinoisan.
I hope we can find some inspiration in Abraham Lincoln's words, with malice toward none and charity for all, let us come together and get the business of the people done.
An official summons was delivered to the governor's office in Springfield and Chicago and to his home in Chicago. The trial is expected to begin on January 26th. Kathy and Ron, Senate President Cullerton is hoping that the trial will only last a couple of weeks.
Thanks, Cheryl. Motorola cutting 4,000 more jobs this year. That's on top of the 3,000 layoffs announced last year. The Schaumburg-based company says most of the new layoffs will affect the mobile devices business. Last month, Motorola announced it was freezing pension plans and reducing executive pay.
You're going to want to spend as little time as possible outside right now. Coming up, Jerry's back at the frigid forecast and when we can expect a break from the dangerous wind chills.
Also, a big first step for Jennifer Hudson since 3 family members were killed. And in sports, the Blackhawks do some saber rattling at the United Center.
A new day, new ways to save.
We have rules. No dogs allowed.
Cinnamon.
This Friday,
Let's fix up this hotel and give these strays a home.
discover a place that's powered by kids, built for dogs,
Thank you for riding the simulator. Please exit next customer. No.
and perfect for the whole family.
These kids are heroes.
Hotel for Dogs, rated PG, starts Friday in theaters everywhere.
They've served for decades as a golden, tasty sidekick to the all-American meal. French fries and our national passion for them are legendary, classic, iconic. But times change, and people want better foods. So Cargill helped a restaurant chain create a zero-trans fat cooking oil for their French fries, using select canola plants and innovative processing techniques, while preserving their famous taste. Because no one wants to give up a classic. This is how Cargill works with customers.
I can't wait to be part of your home. Cindy Crawford Home, exclusively at the Room Place.
Tonight's I-Team report, the Blagojevich bankrollers. As legal clouds gathered over the governor the past 6 months, cash donations for him kept pouring in.
Investigative reporter Chuck Gotti obtained Blagojevich's latest campaign contribution records. Chuck.
Kathy, Ron, the Blagojevich campaign fund is called Friends of Blagojevich. He may not have as many friends today as he did before being arrested on December 9th, but campaign records that we have obtained show Mr. Blagojevich's friends and supporters who have stuck with him contributed more than $600,000 since July. Even as all the governor's men were falling around him last summer and into the autumn, these campaign records show that many of his key donors kept on giving. 241 individuals, corporations, labor unions, politicians, and political action committees. Between July and late November, donations totaling $617,643.41.
Holy cow! How in the world could a man with such a dark cloud over his head raise $618,000? Who is giving to the governor?
According to Blagojevich records, a company called Dream World was the largest contributor since July, $50,000. Dream World is the world's #1 supplier of do-rags and other fashion headgear, according to its website. The company, based here in suburban Niles, is a division of Ginny Beauty Supplies. Since 2001, according to state records, Dream World and Ginny have given Rod Blagojevich nearly $200,000 in donations. The beauty supply company has only a few very small state contracts. One division of the firm, Ginny Jails, sells grooming supplies to state prisons. A company official says they have a current account with the Dwight Correctional Center. Company CEO Ann Ginn and her sons, who manage the firm, were unavailable to discuss the donations.
The next thing that really jumped out at me is how many contributions he was racking up from engineering firms, construction firms, and other companies who might play a role should we pass a capital bill in Illinois.
Highway and building construction and engineering firms make up the bulk of the Blago bankrollers from the past 6 months, according to state records. Some have current state contracts. Some people who were appointed by Blagojevich to state positions also continued to pony up late last year. $30,000 from the downstate Market Street Bank shares and 2 of its top officials, one of whom is a Blagojevich appointee to the State Employment Security Board of Review. The other appointed to the Southern Illinois University Board of Trustees just last fall. The bank and its donor officers did not return our calls. And we never heard back from the owner of the Stow Real Estate Group, Mike Pizzuto, who gave Blagojevich $10,000 last summer. Pizzuto's name appeared on this 2003 clout list of donors who were to be given Blagojevich appointments.
He is on the state's retirement board. He is just up for a reappointment, I think, in the next month or so.
Contractor Vuk Sajevich wasn't out for a state job in October when he donated $1,000. Says he just wanted to help Blagojevich, a family friend and fellow Serbian. Now, he's sorry he did.
Disappointed. I couldn't believe that he could do it, but the more I heard about that, I realized there must be something.
Several Illinois lawyers and law firms with state contracts also paid big dollars to Blagojevich, but new pay-to-play legislation would forbid donations by any firm holding state contracts worth more than $50,000, except for highway contractors who are getting a pass. There's a separate bill in the State House that would greatly limit individual donations. Of course, all of these have to be signed by the governor.
All right. Thanks, Chuck.
Chuck, thanks. And coming up tomorrow on the news at 10, concerned that children aren't getting enough of a critical vitamin and what parents are advised to do about it. It's our Health Food Special segment, the Super Supplement, coming up tomorrow on the news at 10.
So if you're going to go out, especially tonight or tomorrow or tomorrow night, you really need to cover up.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow we're going to keep our high temperature below 0, and we haven't seen that in quite a while. I'm not really looking to set any records here, but it will certainly be the coldest air that we've seen in quite a while. Now, earlier today, we did have the snow pass through Chicago. We still have some lake effect snow showers on the other side of the lake, but skies are clearing here in Chicago as the snow continues to move to the east. And you can see the cold air cutting a pretty good path behind this cold front. And this is the polar vortex with extremely cold air moving in for the next 36 to 48 hours. Tonight in the city, we're looking for a low of 5 below, 17 below Minneapolis, and 24 below up in International Falls. But skies are clearing here You can still see some clouds on the other side of the lake and snow showers. But if we look back to the north and west, you can see Fargo, actual temperature 26 below right now with a wind chill of 44 below. So extremely cold air just to our north and west pushing in. All the counties outlined in white, that's a wind chill warning. And then on the other side of the lake, we continue with a lake effect snow warning. And you can see how the radar is showing some pretty good snows falling on the other side of the lake. Speaking of snow, Kankakee 7 inches, Joliet 6.6, officially at O'Hare only 2.1, and Midway had 3.7. The highest amounts of snow down around that I-80 corridor and areas a little bit south of that. So this time, south side saw more snow than the north side. Right now the wind northwest 15 miles an hour, temperature 2, the wind chill right now 17 below. That 2 is our low so far today. The high, we only cranked out 14. It's 9 at the lake, 4 Midway, 2 O'Hare, 2 in West Chicago, and 2 below right now in Joliet. And if you look at our wind chills, they're all in the teens below zero, especially in the outlying areas. So it's already starting to get cold. High tomorrow, 1 below. It'll be in the 70s in the extreme southwest and also down in Miami. But here, we're not in Miami, so it's 1 below zero. Tonight, clear, bitter cold, 15 below in the outlying areas, 5 below in the city, with wind chills running 30 to 40 below, not only tonight, but also tomorrow. Bitter cold tomorrow with a high staying below zero. 16 below tomorrow night. Then starting a little bit of a warm-up, 7 on Friday. We do have a little light snow coming in Friday night into early Saturday. Over the weekend, temperatures make it into the 20s. And then next week, we do see temperatures moving into the 30s.
We'll clap.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jared.
Oscar-winning actress and singer Jennifer Hudson will return to center stage at the Super Bowl. Hudson will sing the national anthem. It will be her first public appearance since her mother, brother, and nephew were killed here in Chicago last October.
Actor Ricardo Montalban has died. He may have been best known for the hit TV series Fantasy Island. The Mexican-born actor played Mr. Rourke on the show. A family spokesperson says Montalban died at his Los Angeles home, but did not disclose the cause. He was 88 years old.
If you need a break from winter, you don't have to go very far.
Where it's going to feel like summer in Chicago, coming up.
And I'm Mark Giangreco. Coming up in sports, Derrick Rose goes off as the Bulls finally win one on the road. Stay with us.
The Men's Warehouse designer suit sale is going on now. For a limited time, when you buy one designer suit, you'll get one free. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
I want to feel things. Really feel them. How's that for an ambition?
Frank Wheeler, when I first met you, there was nothing in the world you couldn't do. I remember the first day you came off the train. You just seemed special.
We're gonna be okay.
I hope so.
Revolutionary Road, rated R.
Life is full of choices, like choosing the people who help you along the way. With the small stuff, the big stuff, and the important stuff. That's where American Family Insurance comes in. They'll get to know you before anything happens, so you'll receive the best care if something happens. Good choice. For over 80 years, American Family Insurance, the family you choose.
American Family Insurance.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Love meeting new neighbors.
We've lived here for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really like to rush the whole meet and greet thing. The slower, the better.
That's why we have DSL from the phone company.
That's why we have Comcast, because it's so much faster.
Oh, do you have Comcast because it's faster?
Okay, Bill.
I'm sorry.
So who wants more pot roast?
Go way faster than DSL with Comcast high-speed internet. Sign up for Comcast high-speed internet today and get this amazing offer. Just call this number now.
The Men's Warehouse designer suit sale is going on now. For a limited time, when you buy one designer suit, you'll get one free. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Hawks rack up another win tonight.
Put together quite a first half of the season. Got to keep rolling now. Patrick Kane got to face off against his home team for that one time a year tonight as the Hawks played host to the Buffalo Sabres. Cristobal Huet in goal. Big night, had 22 saves, but first things first after Patrick Sharp tied it. 2 minutes left in the first. Jonathan Taves pops it over former Hawk Patrick Lalime right through his equipment. That made it 2-1, and they never looked back. Second period, wide open rush. Marty Havlet fakes the pass, snaps it himself. 3-1 Hawks at that point. And then in the third, James Wisniewski notches his very first of the year. They had some great penalty killing, and the Hawks win big, 4-1. Out at Allstate, Don Granado's Wolves trying to snap out of an 8-game slump against the Toronto Marlies. Went to a shootout where Joe Mosco sweeps it right past former Blackhawk Adam Monroe. Wolves finally win one 3-2. Meanwhile, the Bulls were in Toronto looking to improve on their woeful road record against the Raptors. And what do you know? They did. Vinny always working it. First quarter, Derrick Rose with a lob inadvertently tipped in by Andrew Bardiani. They gave it to Tyrus, and he'll take it. Second quarter, Bardiani makes up for it. A big three there. He had 31. Toronto rallied to take the lead, but this time the Bulls did not cave in. Rose with 17 in the fourth quarter. Thabo then goes to the hot hand. Rose for the reverse baseline. He also had 10 assists. Unstoppable Derrick. Through 4 Raptors here. He had 25, and the Bulls win 102-98. And the joy of sacks. Illinois hosting number 25, Michigan. Dimitri McCamey poured in 15 in the first half and then cooled off to finish with 17, but no problem. The lob inside of the big man, Mike Tisdale. What a night, and one there, and then he decides to stroke a 3. At a game-high 24, Illinois makes it 12 straight over the Wolverines at Assembly Hall. 66-51 your final. They got to rank them now. Elsewhere, Michigan State just got by Penn State. Creighton clipped Southern in overtime, and Illinois State took care of Drake. Baseball news, the Sox are reportedly bringing Bartolo Colon back to the South Side with a 1-year deal, presumably to be a 5th starter. That's interesting. In the meantime, Cubs Caravan kicked off today with Ernie holding court at Harry Carey's. The media got to meet newcomers Joey Gathright and Kevin Gregg. Can't wait for Friday's Cubs convention.
This is exciting. This is fun. To feel the excitement that's already here, and we're not even in spring training yet. Starting to get you moving in the right direction.
If you play bad, they're going to let you know. If you're playing well, they're going to let you know. It's part of baseball no matter where you are, so I'm not really worried. I know I'm going to have fun, having fun out there in the field at Wrigley. Can't really complain about anything. I'm in the Wrigley field, so I'm ready to go.
Boy, so are we. Briefly, Heisman winner Sam Bradford is returning to Oklahoma for his junior year, but it looks like USC quarterback Mark Sanchez is turning pro. Finally, back to the Hawk game. Check out the guy on the glass taunting Derek Roy. Hey, is that the curse of the crustaceans right there? What does that mean? You're a lobster. You're a crab. Pinch this. Hope you get arthritis. Rock, paper, scissors. I don't know. But it's funny. I can't even do that.
I don't get what that is.
Thanks, Mark. Just ahead here tonight. An alternative if you can't get away for a warm, sunny vacation right now.